The last thing you want to hear when you need your auto insurance most is a robot with countless irrelevant menu options. Which is why with USAA Auto Insurance, you'll get great service that is easy and reliable, all at the touch of a button. Get a quote today. Restrictions apply. USAA.
Hilton brings you new ways to stay. With experiences that let you capture the glory days. Introducing the Graduate Hotels. Each inspired by local college towns, these stays are always original and never boring. Get in touch with traditions all across the country and enjoy a stay that's a class above the rest. Book at Graduate Hotels with Hilton Honors Points at Hilton.com. It's a win-win. Hilton, for the stay.
Halliday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Halliday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Halliday. Halliday, bring it on.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to the Coaching Youth Hoops Podcast.
They're playing basketball.
Here's our hosts, Steve Collins, and Bill Flitter.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops, episode 24. End of September. Might be my favorite time of the year, Coach. I love September. I obviously basketball season.
Fall?
Oh, I love the fall.
I love the fall too.
Yeah, but your leaves don't. Do your leaves change?
Yeah, a little. I mean, some trees do, but
in Northern California?
right now, it's we're recording this obviously a little bit earlier, but it's 100. It's supposed to be 104 today.
So we're recording this mid-September, so it's 104 today. This morning I woke up, it was 72 degrees and sunny.
Yeah,
and a little bit of it was awesome.
I love that. Dude, August is always hot. I do. That's the part I do miss. Right, I don't miss the winter, of course, when it's 72 and sunny.
Right there,
in California. I shouldn't say that's not. It's in the 50s at least. It's not in the 20s and 30s in snow, right?
Or no, minus 20s with the wind chill.
Where
you throw the boiling water in the air and it freezes before it hits the ground. Yeah,
I don't miss that at all.
That's why they have
suffer through the heat right now in August, but that's okay.
That's all right. Hey, before we forget, like to give a shout out to our Facebook group, Coaching Youth Hoops. Go over and join that. The discussions in there have been awesome.
They've been great. A lot of good discussions on nuances of the game. And
I'll give you, and I will, I'll put the link down below. So if you're jogging, if you're biking, if you're commuting, if you're mowing the lawn, whatever you do when you listen to podcasts, those are all things I do. Then you can get it when you get home. So I'll put it down in the show notes for you. All right, what's today's podcast?
We are going to talk about identifying your strengths and weaknesses of your team, and then kind of how to structure your philosophy based on those strengths and weaknesses. So first identify, and then create a plan to work within those strengths and weaknesses.
Right. And you and I talked about this before we jumped on when we were talking about this podcast topic. I think so we've talked about kind of evaluation and then parents. So now you kind of know, maybe you don't, because maybe your team's picked in October, but at some point you're going to know your 10 to 12 to 14, whatever, 15 players. You're going to know that group. I think before you do anything, before you think about practices, before you think about what offense you're going to run, what defense you're going to run, how you're going to structure, your game, how you're going to structure your warm-ups, how you're going to structure everything. I think you have to look at your team and figure out what you are. So, and what do I mean by that? And I'm going to have Bill jump in and he can talk about this a little bit too. But like, are you a fast team? Are you a quick team? Are you a team that can shoot? Are you a team that can defend in the full court? Are you a team that's very smart, has a basketball IQ? Maybe you're a team that doesn't have a basketball IQ, but are girls soccer players and they're all of a sudden playing basketball. So I think you have to sit down with a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle, strengths and weaknesses. What are we good at and what are we not good at? We should do this as people too, but for your team, we should definitely do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm going to take that a couple levels deeper too. It's one of the pieces that one of the pieces of feedback that I've been getting from coaches at basketballpracticeplans.com has been,
oh, that was a good, you threw that in really nice. That was really good.
It's smooth.
We tease each other. So he got that in. Did you see how he just got that in? Yes. You should go over and check that out though. So talk about you did that. So let's talk about your site before we jump in. Because you're
so basketballpracticeplans.com, coaches, you can get a full season of practice plans all laid out there for you. 24 practices, all progression throughout the season. You don't even have to think about it. Just download, show up for practice. They have videos, images, explanations for each. So if you're running late from work, have to hustle to practice, it's all right there, all planned out for an entire season, K through 8. So
and that was not planned. This was not planned.
That was
impromptu. So there you go. That was the golden nugget. All right, keep going, Coach.
All right. So, but one of the things the feedback that I've been getting of why coaches are interested in the practice plans that you have is fitting everything, right? And some of them only have an hour every week. Some of them have a couple hours every week. How do you fit everything in? Okay. So this is a framework that I created. And again, it's not brain science here. I'm not disrupting the world. And, I don't think Elon Musk is going to grab this from me and, apply it at Tesla. But it's an exercise that you should do. And I did it with my high school team this year. And it was a game changer for us and for my mental state. Okay, so here it is. Again, you already said it. What do I want to be great at?
Llévate más de lo que esperas todos los días con el nuevo McValue en McDonald's. Ahora puedes comprar uno y sumarle otro por $1. Así que cuando tu equipo favorito enfrente a sus rivales, enfrenta tus antojos con $5 Meal Deals. Y si estás corriendo para alcanzar el desayuno, corre al app para llevarte ofertas antes del cutoff. Tú decides, y con McValue, tu decisión siempre rinde más. Precios y participación pueden variar. BOGO $1 válido para un producto de igual o menor valor. Debe estar registrado en Rewards para ofertas en el app.
Write down 3 things that you want to be great at. Okay, maybe it's transition defense or it's half court offense, whatever that might be, based on those strengths and weaknesses of your team. So that's number 1. Next one is, what do I want to be good at? Okay, and again, 3 to 5 things that I want to be good at. And then the next thing would be, okay, what can I live with as a weakness? Maybe we're not going to be great at, posting people up or whatever it might be. Maybe we're not good at the fast break, right? Maybe we're not good at full court defense. And then the last thing is, okay, what can I live without? Like, I'm just not going to get to it. I don't have enough time. And maybe that's 1 or 2 things there. So again, just in recap is what do I want to be great at? Write 3 things there, include 3 things in that bucket. What do I want to be good at? 3 to 5 things in that bucket. What can I live with as a weakness? We're going to practice it some, but we're not going to overemphasize. And truly, what I can't get to, I'm going to have to chalk that up. We're just not going to be good at that one thing, right? Maybe 2 things. And then from there, you take that and then you start structuring your practice times around that as well, right? We're going to really focus on being a great half-court offensive team. So that's where you spend the majority of your time, as an example.
Right. And here's what I think. I think a good coach does these things. They figure out you want to accentuate what you're really good at, and you want to hide what you're not good at.
Yeah.
Like, there was the example we were talking about before we came on the air. Like, maybe I have this one kid that's an unbelievable 3-point shooter.
That's right.
But he can't defend on ball. So, okay, well, how do I accentuate this? Because I want him on the court or her on the court, but how do I hide his ability of defending on the ball? His foot.
Well, she better score more points than she gives up in that case.
But I'm just saying, I think that's what a good coach does. Every team has weaknesses, has a kryptonite, and every team has strengths. So as our coaches, when you're looking at this and you're making that list, you want to figure out how to accentuate that positive and hide the negative. And next week we'll dive into the specifics of that a little bit more next week.
That's right.
When we talk about like picking offenses and defenses and things like that. But I think that strength and weakness thing is, I mean,
it's big.
It's big. It's like, you're not going to cook the cake if you don't have all the ingredient,
Well, and as I'm planning out my high school season, our summer season, in my mind, I knew who was coming up and who might be on the varsity team. And so I picked a specific offense that I thought would be really good at to highlight our strengths. Well, as we played throughout the season, through the summer season, didn't work.
Right.
We went back to our 4-out 1-in, and just the girls excelled. And I'm like, okay, I got it wrong. And coach, you're going to get it wrong, and it's okay. Don't worry about getting it wrong. Okay, so you walk down the wrong path for a little bit, just do course correction, and instead of trying to just hammer something into the kids that they're just not going to get.
No, I agree. All right, anything in closing, coach?
No, again, just write those things down. What do you want to be great at? What do you want to be good at? And what do you want to okay, we'll work on it when we have time, kind of your weakness, and then just probably a lot of stuff you're just not going to get to, especially at the youth level.
Yes, and write it down. Don't type it. Don't physically write it down. Get Post-its. Get whatever you need to do. A piece of paper. Write it down. It does,
and it'll
matter.
Help you organize. You'll be, the things you're going to give up, and that's going back to last week's podcast, right? Communicate that to the parents. These are the things that we're going to be great at, good at. These are things that we're not going to do. So don't come to me and say, well, why aren't you doing a full court press? Everybody else is doing a full court press. Well, it's one of the things that we're just not going to be good at.
Right. I agree. All right. Till next week, coach.
Till next week.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.